Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1934, and today's date is August 4th, 2019, and the title of the episode is Think About the Economic Plan, Put It All Together. What do you see? Now, before I get started, did you know that every year the U.S. Mint releases new coins into its America the Beautiful 5-ounce coin series? Incredibly, Noble Gold has managed to secure some. And as an Independence Day special, they're doing a combo of their own best-selling Trump 2020 Freedom 1-ounce silver coin with one of the America the Beautiful coins at a discount of $25 for the two during July or until they sell out of these coins. Go to TrumpCoin2020.com and use the code X22 Report 25 to receive this incredible discount. Let's get into the economic collapse financial news. Now, when we look at the economic plan, sometimes it gets a little confusing. We think that things should happen in a certain way. Trump should make deals. But the plan is not always straightforward. Sometimes the plan has to play out the way it's playing out. And we'll be discussing that in just a moment. But first, I wanted to talk about Joe Biden here. Now, while he was speaking to some reporters this week, Biden said that the economy is collapsing because of Trump's presidency. Now, that doesn't even make sense because if you look at the stock market, you look at the GDP numbers, you look at the unemployment numbers, you look at all the statistical numbers, that does not show that the economy is collapsing. He went on to say that, look, this is 3 years later. The world has changed. President Trump has turned it upside down internationally. He's turned it upside down economically. People are hurting badly. There's no response. We faced a different problem 10 years ago when the economy collapsed because of Republican policies. Now we face a problem that the economy, as well as the soul of this country, is collapsing because of this presidency. So it's a different problem, but with the same basic principle. Now, first of all, he's trying to push against the economic narrative. We know that Trump and the Patriots, they control the economic narrative. They can't touch it. Yes, they're going to try, but they're going to hit a brick wall. And this is a terrible, terrible thing for them because they need to show that they will make the economy better. But how are you going to do this when unemployment's really, really low? GDP numbers are very good. The stock market is at all-time highs. Yes, it's come down a little bit, but watch, it's going to go right back up. The Fed is cutting rates right now. This is everything that was done before. And everyone, the mainstream media, the deep state, the central bank, they all loved it. And they used this to tell the people that everything was great. Trump and the Patriots, they're doing the same exact thing. The candidates cannot touch the economic narrative. But there's something else that Biden is saying. The other message here is that Trump, within the last 3 years, he's changed the economic landscape. He removed the globalist trade deal, changed regulations, called out the central bank, reworked the trade deal, stopped China trade practices with the U.S., used tariffs as leverage. He's taken the entire economic landscape and turned it upside down. Everything that they had planned for the globalist economy has been stripped away. This is what Biden is really talking about. And now Trump is reworking trade deals, making bilateral trade agreements with all these different countries, reworking the trade deal with China. Now, he also just stepped in with the EU and changed that trade deal. Trump and U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer announced a new U.S. trade deal with Europe for the duty-free export of U.S. beef. The Trump administration signed a breakthrough agreement that will make it easier to export American beef into the European Union. Trump said, "We've been under negotiation for quite a while, and our beef farmers, we didn't think they were being treated fair, but the European Union stepped up, and we appreciate it. This is a tremendous victory for American farmers, ranchers, and of course, European consumers, because American beef is considered the best in the world. The agreement we signed today will lower trade barriers in Europe and expand access for American farmers and ranchers. In year one, duty-free American beef exports to the EU will increase by 46%. Over 7 years, they will increase by another 90%. In total, the duty-free exports will rise from 150 million to 420 million, an increase of over 180%. He said, "My administration is standing up for our farmers and ranchers like never before. We're protecting our farmers. We're doing it in many ways, including with China." You may have read a little bit about China lately, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Agricultural products and exports, they have increased by more than 10 billion, and beef exports have increased by 31%. And another major win, we fully opened the Japanese market to U.S. beef. We also opened markets in Morocco, Australia, and other countries. Trump, he is pushing the envelope here, getting everything prepared for the new economy. We need to export. We need trade, because once the Federal Reserve note is gone and it's no longer the reserve currency, we will need trade agreements in place. Now, Trump went on to say that China has to do a lot more to turn things around. And remember, Trump placed new tariffs on China. He's using tariffs as leverage, and this is all being done on purpose. Now, once again, people are looking at this saying, well, look, Trump hasn't made the China deal. See, it's not working. Everything is not what you said it's going to be. Think about this for a second. Think about the plan. What is the goal of Trump and the Patriots? What are they trying to achieve here? Well, we're in a central bank system, right? We don't have trade right now. We don't have good trade with the rest of the world. We have global trade that was set up. Trump is changing this. The globalists have moved businesses and manufacturing out of the United States. What is Trump and the Patriots trying to do? They're trying to bring this back. Where did most of the businesses go? They went to China. Yes, some went to other countries. So what is Trump doing? What is the plan here? He removed the globalist trade deals. He created new bilateral trade deals with countries. He's removing unfair trade practices. He's calling out the World Trade Organization, and he's telling the world we need to rework this completely. We're now shipping agricultural products and meat products to help the farmers increase exports. And for years, the deep state, the central bank, they've been pushing businesses, manufacturers out of the U.S. This was part of their bigger plan for the world. The jobs and plants, they were mostly moved to China and some other countries, but mostly China. Now, Trump, the Patriots, their mission is to do what? To bring back businesses and manufacturers to the United States, or move them out of China. Think about that for a second. How would you do that in a short period of time? Well, use tariffs. You say we want a brand new trade deal, and you put pressure on countries. Now, do you want to make that deal very, very quickly? No, you don't, because this will not help you reach that goal. It will be completely impossible. I don't believe Trump wants to make a deal that quickly with China. If he did, he would. Think about what he's doing. He's continually placing tariffs on China, using it as leverage, pushing countries out of China into some other countries which he's already made deals with, or having them move back to the United States, because once they're out of China, it will be too expensive to move back into China. Think about that for a second. Trump has no deal with China. He's using tariffs, and companies are moving out of China. How do you bring back businesses and manufacturers back to the United States in a very short period of time? You use tariffs. You use leverage. Remember, optics are very, very important. And the whole point of Trump saying, listen, we make a deal, we don't make a deal, I don't really care. He doesn't care right now because he's pushing the companies out of China. This is the goal. This is part of the plan. Now think about it from the other side. Xi Jinping. China. They know that companies will be leaving. Why would they just let this happen? Why would they just let all these companies just leave China? And many more companies are thinking about moving out. And once they move out, it will be too expensive to move back in. This is all part of the plan. Now, Trump might not go the entire year. Maybe he'll wait into the middle of 2020 before he makes that deal with China. Or maybe he'll wait a little while after. There is no rush. Actually, he'd rather have companies move out of China than actually make a deal right now. But he will make a deal. Think about what is happening here. He's reversing everything the globalists have set up. And by the rest of the world watching this, he's letting them know the same thing will happen to you unless you make a trade deal with me. And I'm talking about with Trump. He tweeted out the following. Countries are coming to us wanting to negotiate real trade deals, not the one-sided horror show deals made by past administrations. They don't want to be targeted for tariffs by the U.S. Letting everyone know, those globalist trade deals, guess what? They're gone. Those one-sided horror show deals made by all the other administrations, guess what? Not going to happen. And Trump is using China as the focal point to let everyone know this is what's going to happen to you. And the world is watching. They're watching this entire plan play out. They're watching what happens with China. And they don't want this to happen to them. And Trump is using China as leverage against all other nations. Because he needs to set the new economic system up before we move out of the central bank system. This is why this is all being done right now. And yes, it's all part of the plan. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.